Fifi and welcome to Lady Fifi's Chest of Stories. So how was your week? The lockdown has eased up, but I think we need to be careful for a very long time. Sanitizing, washing our hands, social distancing, minimizing our needs, etc. We don't want a resurgence. And this is not going to quietly go away. The echoes are going to be there for a long time. That reminds me, today's story is Myths of Echo. By now, neither Ollie nor Draago need any introduction. I don't know where Ollie is. She's roaming around somewhere. So let's get the story out of Draago. And I'm going to open you now. Whoa, easy boy, easy. It's just Lady Fifi. A little bit of lore from ancient Greece. The religions of ancient Greece are no more, but the gods and goddesses still hold a place and will indeed continue to do so in the departments of theology and literature. They will never fade into oblivion because they're so closely connected with some of the finest productions of art, poetry and literature, both ancient and modern. So come on, now hit that subscribe button so that I can start. Alright, now you know what echo is. Ollie's not interested in listening, so we'll just let him go. This is what echo is. But echo actually was a nymph. Now nymphs are personifications of nature like wood nymph, river nymph, sea nymph, mountain nymph, etc. They're beautiful, magical creatures, maidens, who are actually mortal, but the sons that they have from the gods are immortal. Now, Echo was a wood nymph. That means she lived in the woods. She is known for her eponymous quality of repeating another person's words back to them. I will tell you how she got that way. When Echo was born, she started talking at once. She could say words as soon as she was born, within a month sentences, and within a year she talked non-stop. She had a beautiful, melodious voice and was naturally garrulous, clever, and she loved to entertain everybody with her songs and stories. She grew up into a beautiful, playful nymph with a kind heart, and she had many friends. Now she noticed that Zeus often sneaked down to earth to have affairs with the nymphs. He was quite the flirt, but his wife Hera inevitably caught him in the act. Most of the nymphs were friends of Echo. And whenever Hera caught her husband with one of the nymphs, it wasn't Zeus that she punished, but the poor faultless nymph. I mean, how is it their fault? Who could refuse Zeus, the king of the gods? But Hera punished them. And they inevitably ended up as a buffalo or a porcupine or a monkey or a rat or even dead. So this time when Hera came down looking for her husband, Echo waylaid her with her incessant chatter, delaying her until Zeus and the nymph had time to escape. Now, as numerous, miserable heroes can tell you that if there is one person in Greek mythology that you don't want to anger, it is Hera. Oh, her anger was almost as bad as Zeus. When she found out how Echo had tricked her, she cursed her, robbing her of her clever gift and decreeing that hereafter Echo will never be able to speak for herself but only echo the songs and words of others. Such a devious and cruel punishment for someone who loved to sing and speak, doomed to never again sing or speak for herself. Echo was miserable. Greek heroes like Odysseus and Hermes also had the gift of the gab. In fact, they say that Hermes killed a 100-eyed monster, Argus, by talking non-stop to him and literally boring him to death. And he was celebrated and honored by being called the Argus killer. And our poor Echo was punished for her gift of the gab. Now, for the second story of Echo. Echo and Narcissus. Now you know who a narcissist is? Someone who is in love with himself, who just adores himself. Now this word also comes down just like Echo through the ages into common language, but I'll tell you the story behind it. Narcissus was very, very handsome. He was the son of a nymph and a river god. Now all the nymphs fell in love with him, but he shunned them all. Now one of the nymphs that he shunned was very annoyed. She went to the goddess Nemesis. Nemesis is the goddess of revenge and retribution. She went and pleaded to her, please Punish Narcissus for his coldness towards me and shunning me. The dreadful goddess thought of the perfect punishment for Narcissus, and she cursed him. You will never fall in love with anyone. The only one person that you will fall in love with is yourself, the one you can't have. The very same day of the curse, Narcissus of course didn't know he was cursed. He was walking in the forest and he came upon a pond. Thirsty from the hunt, he bent over the pond to drink some water. And as he was drinking that water, he saw his own reflection in the pond. Now he had seen his own reflection many times, but that was before the curse. Now after the curse, he did not recognize himself. He did not recognize his reflection. He was enchanted by what he saw, and he fell in love with himself. Now at that very moment, Echo was passing by in the woods, and she saw this handsome Narcissus, and she fell in love with him. She wanted to go meet him, to talk to him, to tell him that she loves him. But Hera had taken her voice. What could she do? She could howl like a wolf, but only if the wolf had just howled. She could sing like a nightingale, but only if the nightingale sang first. How was she going to tell Narcissus that she loved him? Now Narcissus looked at his reflection and said, "Come to me." Echo, not knowing about the curse, didn't know he was talking to his own reflection. She thought he's talking to her. And she echoed, "Come to me," eagerly. "Who's there?" demanded Narcissus. "Who's there?" Echo had to echo loudly too. "Stop it," said Narcissus angrily. "Stop it, stop it." Echo had to echo angrily too. "Let me see you," said Narcissus. "Let me see you," happily echoed Echo, and she stepped out for Narcissus to see her. As soon as Narcissus saw her, he said angrily, "Go away! Go away!" Go away. Echo had to echo sadly, and she walked away. Narcissus returned to the stream every day. He stared at the lovely young man he saw in the water, a young man who was only the reflection of himself. Hidden from sight, Echo watched Narcissus every day as he lay by the stream. She kept repeating what he said, and Narcissus kept ignoring her. He lay there by the stream day after day, day after day. Soon he stopped eating, stopped drinking, and then he died. Now for the third story of Echo, and it gets sadder. Pan, the god of wild nature, of flocks, of herds, fell in love with Echo. But Echo, the ever loyal, was still in love with Narcissus, and she shunned Pan. Pan was annoyed, and he sent his flock to tear her apart. Gaia, Mother Earth, the goddess of fertility, always loved Echo. Now she could not undo what Hera had done, or what Narcissus had done, or what Pan had done. But what she did was she scattered the pieces of Echo all over the world, and till today you can hear her in the mountains and other silent places, like the caves, the forests, the wells, repeating your words after you said them. With this, we come to the end of this story today of Echo. Let us see what we have in store for next Sunday. So this says, the story of King Midas and his golden touch. Next Sunday. I'll see you next Sunday. Ta-ta for now. Do hit the like and subscribe button.